control means nothing if the Dark Pact is in action or if the Abaddon is in range to get the Aphotic Shield. I honestly think they're going to need something like a Blink Silence onto the Abaddon and then a Yule's on him just to keep him away from the cores that you're trying to gun down.
This is it's going to be a tough game, honestly. Hellrisers are in a position where Span is going to do some pretty good early work here with goddamn on it. So for Alliance, this is... They still have, obviously, Mad playing. Mad is playing the Lycan. Loda is playing the Mirana. Wow. Is this a jungle Lycan? He's got Coin Blade and Stout Shield. Huh. Interesting.
Wow, yeah. Not too sure about that. Obviously, they're looking at the Beastmaster on the offlane there with the boots first, and Puck has a Null Tally start to go mid, so...
Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense. And then Mirana Core coming out for Loda?
Yeah, I think it has to be a jungle Lycan. Tried and true. I mean, it did obviously work a lot better when the hero was had different armor values on his wolves and such, HP values as well.
TI2.
Yeah, he used to be like one of the best and fastest junglers in the game. And then there was a time around, I'm trying to remember, it was a Monster Invitational, I think, where we saw, after a huge time period where Lycan was not picked at all, we saw him picked, and the reason that he was able to start jungle is because the Crystal Maiden helped him out with Frostbite, and that was a kind of turning point where people are like, oh yeah, you can do this if you just let the Lycan tank instead of the wolves. But in this case here, yeah, he's doing this is a pub level strat of Lycan. Like, you go and you go back to your fountain, you summon wolves there, and then you head out and you quarry out a Clarity very early on. But yeah, he's doing it without any assistance, and we'll have to see how quickly he can build up.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what Matt does. I've seen this before recently. I forget which team did it, but it's not the first time I've seen this in a long time, but it certainly is unusual. Loda playing the Mirana. I'm generally not a big fan of the core Mirana, but if there's any player that can play Mirana in a core position, it's probably going to be Loda. So. Definitely.
That guy finds so much farm. He's able to get like a Mjolnir out at like 25 minutes, and I'm like, okay, well... Yeah, if anybody can make it work, it certainly is Loda. And the Howl, again, will help, though he is going to have to prioritize the Ferret Impulse if he is going for that jungle. If you look at the micro here from Fucking Mad, he is letting the wolves drop down to about 30, 60 HP, and then he's tanking the rest of the shots. So it's a Stout Shield at work. So he's managing it right now, but again, mana is going to be the issue, and we'll see if he gets a Model or a Clarity out at any point in time. Actually going for the Howl already.
I think Bottle is probably the better choice in this situation.
If you can afford it, but 700, it's pretty far
off. Far away, yeah. Loda is taking some harass. This is not an easy lane to stand up to. Liquid Fire.
Do you think Pycat could actually give him a couple bottle sips?
I think he could get away with it. I don't know if you need to spam out Illusory Orb as much. I guess Flame Guard will push it in regardless. I don't know. If Pycat, if he doesn't take too much damage from Flame Guard, especially if Avalanche doesn't go Sleight of Fist, then he misses a couple of Searing Chains, then absolutely, but we'll have to wait and see. I think he could be a bit selfless here. We'll see.
Yeah, and there's the Hellbear Smash respawn. That is the one spawn Lycan will not be able to deal with this early levels. I mean, maybe when you have your wolves at level 3, but not at level 1. He's going to look for the rune, hope for like the luckiest regen you'll see, but looks like Pycat is just going to get its bottle naturally, and the rune spawn for Fucking Mad will be a regen. Are you kidding me?
Knight's going to go. Looks like this might be your first blood. We're not sure. Maybe it won't be. He's taking a lot of damage. The Ignite will take away, and he is too tanky. The Beastmaster, in fact. This guy is manly as all hell. He's got 2 axes.
Dude, Fucking Mad's rune luck, though. He got a regen rune, and then got to summon wolves while the mana was restoring. So now he's got a free set of wolves and a full mana. It's absolutely insane. That luck, I mean, what is that, like 1 in 10? Something like that.
Base Ice Frog. That's all I can say. Every time that happens, just thank you, Ice Greg. Yeah. It's very
and
kind.
Beastmaster naturally is a very tanky hero. Going back to your point against the Ogre here, like obviously the Ogre impacts him with the Orb of Venom, the Ignite, but he's got like 4 armor, he's got so much natural HP, and of course the boots first, he's able to get out. And yeah, there are only like 2 or 3 heroes that can really survive in that kind of situation, but Beastmaster is definitely among them at level 2 with the stats.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it was like any other hero in that situation, probably died, but that's not the case. They throw up the Enfeeble onto Gorik, so his damage is not necessarily as much, and he still has Liquid Fire, though. That's the thing to keep in mind. 16 last hits for Pycat. And he is dominating. Wow. Look at Alpha Ninja. He's taking too much damage. He's already used his Flame Guard. Luckily, Illusory Orb is on cooldown. Had he used it there, he would have gotten the kill, assuming it hit. But Pycat is having a heck of a time.
Yeah, it's hard to keep eyes on mid lane with all the other stuff going on about the interesting notes in the jungle and obviously in the side lanes, but This is really uncharacteristic of this matchup. Like, Ninja's gonna die. One more right click is all he needs.
High ground miss. No, he didn't get the high ground miss. Pycat with a beautiful first blood.
I honestly
Ninja was
outplayed.
too aggressive. Too aggressive, man.
He's getting outplayed so hard by Pycat here in the mid lane. Like, this matchup is not favoring the puck. I mean, like, you can win the matchup as a puck. It's not out of the question, but to win it this substantially, doubling the CS, getting the first blood, I honestly think Alpha Ninja is failing in multiple capacities to have fallen this far behind. We'll go for the steering chance here. There is the orb,
away.
but it's not fast enough.
Return kill. We've got a bit of a duel going on mid lane.
Top lane, there is going to be no ignites, just a pounce, and the Dark Pack should be enough damage that he will fall. Trying to deny to neutrals, but man. I don't think they'll bite.
No, they were too busy dealing with that pesky-ass range creep. That Centaur's like, I want this small little dude with a stick that's hunched over instead of the guy that's just a giant, manly man, freaking double axe. And it's kind of silly, but regardless, he'll go down. And a bit of some early aggression from both sides, honestly. Bottom lane's actually the only lane we haven't seen action in. Duelbrecht's going to go. Ake is going to get hit up with that. And Loda is sitting at 13 last hits. This is not the best farm that he can get early on. And in fact, you have 21 last hits for the like. And obviously these are jungle CS, but this is still an issue coming up from Loda.
Yeah, essentially in this situation, it's so easy to harass the Mirana, reducing her attack speed and HP with the Liquid Fire, and there's no way you can get the Jakiro out of the lane because he...
Oh god, Pycat, triple remnant, right click, not enough damage with that Flame Guard. He was so close to getting that kill. Oof, sorry.
No problem. That's definitely worth chucking out, and I mean, this lane is going back and forth like crazy. But yeah, the Jakiro is just naturally tanky enough that the Abaddon will always have time to pop both his spells on him, and with the Mist Coil and Aphotic Shield behind the Jakiro, it really is frustrating for Mirana. She is going to be always suppressed by the Liquid Fire, and it's just not working out the way they want it to on the bottom lane.
Yeah, this last pick of Abaddon has really kind of stopped any sort of aggression.
There's Dream Coil on mid. He'll just break it. Interesting.
He just remedied it away. Yeah, Alpha Ninja's fine. But yeah, as I was saying, the arrow, the Nightmare Arrow combo is not going to be there because of the Aphotic Shield coming out from the Abaddon. Unless they rotate elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only real issue. I don't think they're going to head top.
The only way you do it is you get a spread between the two heroes and you get the Nightmare on the Abaddon.
Yes.
And obviously the Jakiro with his Tranquil Boots should be able to get into a click and toggle the sleep, but if you do like a 3-second arrow instead of go for a 5-second one, it might still be enough time to connect the arrow.
I mean, that's that dream situation for Loda and Ake at this point. But
yeah, and he doesn't even have the mana anymore. He's been using Starstorm to CS because his right clicks are so weak.
That's the problem. That's the reason I have an issue with Miran is that, I mean, usually when you have a ranged carry, like a Gyrocopter or something like that, your attack animation is good, or you have decent base damage like a Drow Ranger. And Miran has neither of those. Her animation's kind of iffy, and her base damage is... Meanwhile, Midas gets caught out. There's going to be Ignite as well as the Pouts, and he is in some trouble. The Essence Shift just blows him up. Artez is having a pretty good time top lane. 1-0-1 with 37 CS, and yeah, good stuff.
Yep. Just, I really think the Abaddon movement down bottom offset the laning configuration where the Beastmaster is the squishy one, the Jakiro is not, and yeah, it just comes down to the fact that they picked this jungle Lycan, which essentially is taking up a support slot, and therefore the Bane can't zone him out solo. Like, if there was another hero on top of the Bane, they could actually kill the Abaddon a ton of times, but instead we see Ake getting her ass back. Gorak, even with Enfeeble, is doing a lot of damage to him, and doesn't have to worry about his HP whatsoever. I really think that the reason this bottom lane is going so bad is not just because of the Mirana pick, it's because the Lycan isn't able to contribute, but now he'll try.
I mean, he'll try to go for a couple of right clicks here. Ake can come in, but what can he do? He doesn't have level 6, and the only thing Mad can do is dive this tower.
Switch on Abaddon. They got the brain sap.
Oh. They have it. Arrow's going to go into Gorak. The Aphotic Shield already went, but they can't kill either of these heroes despite both of them being solo. Maybe they can. Starstorm does get the kill. Lycan will fall, though, in the end as he dove too far. The TP came in and actually was canceled. I believe it was the Ember TP? I'm not 100% sure about that. I think it might have been Artez. Regardless, though, they don't get the kill on the Jakiro, but they do get the kill on the Abaddon, but they do lose Matt, who was that Lycan, so...
Yeah, it's essentially a support for a tower dive, and the Mirana's not much better off in the lane because of it, because she just went back to Fountain, and now she's out of mana once again. We will see Pycat with a haste rune, though, going up, double Dream Coil, pretty easily set up here, but Arts does have that ultimate, pops it immediately.
Shadow Dance is going to go. They have vision with the Scout Hawk, but here comes Alpha Ninja. Minos is like, nope, time to leave. Let's get out, buddy. And they will use the Moonlight Shadow as well, just to make sure that their escape is safe. Maybe they go back in.
Yeah, that's good.
Dream Coil, but the
they go on the Slark right now, but he's healed up to full.
They're already gone. They've made it out of here, so... A good try coming out from Alliance, but they will not be able to secure a kill. Artez goes back in to CS a bit more, but... Okay, 2-4. Hellrisers have the lead, I imagine, currently. It is by about 1,000 net worth and about 500 experience, which isn't much, but... I think at some point Matt can transition into a core. And that's what I think Alliance are banking on, is the fact that eventually Matt will overtake Loda in terms of his CS, in terms of his farm, in terms of his, just overall net worth, so...
So, Chihiro's going to have a good Yule's timing, but, I mean, you could get a lot of value out of this Lincoln pick. Obviously, he'll go for the Vlads. He'll give you and that extra bit of golden experience because of the fact that he can constantly... He's a hero that can actually wipe out the entire jungle every minute, and you can get the maximum amount of efficiency out of that. So, unless they start warding up the jungle, Alliance in general are just going to pull ahead in overall gold gains. Right. And Hellraisers are going to be pressured to go for kills, though luckily they're going to be, at about that time, in a great position to go for it because Arts will have that blink.
The blink's going to come out soon. Meanwhile, Gork down at the bottom with Gadam, and they'll back away. And yeah, I mean, Artez he's actually going Shadowblade, by the way.
Okay.
Shadow Amulet.
Yeah, just pick that up. That's not a bad pickup, and in this case, like, I don't think they're going to be... essentially, because you're running a solo support, shielding up the arrow, because you're running a solo support, you're going to be pressed to have detection out everywhere. The Shadowblade's a pretty clear way of getting around that, but Minuts will be pretty much picked off. I don't see any way of him getting out of here.
Yeah, he was way too far up. He did buy his bottle before he died, so that is at least something. And the Fire Blast came through the pounce as well, and it should be a pretty good time... Shadowblade as well.
It's a lot of death for a tanky hero. It's just a positioning error.
This is the issue with having him in the offlane, though. I mean, he might be tanky, but... I mean, this is a really lethal dual lane when you think about it. It's an Ogre and a Slark. That's actually kind of gross in and of itself, so...
Yeah. Usually when you feel... Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Now Pycat got something changed up. Jaunted away. That's he's fine.
Usually when you see that much pressure coming in the Beast Smash, he just goes ahead and stacks with the Ancients. So looking over that, we do see, I guess, a triple stack here. Yeah, Thunderhides are hiding underneath. So a decent stack for him to farm out with the Wild Axes, but still it's gonna take some time. Even if he just has the 3 Wild Axes points, it's gonna take him, I would say, a good minute and a half to figure that out. Anyways, on bottom lane.
Yeah, Gorak is going to pop his Macro Pyre, and they do actually Nightmare the Bad, and that provides them a huge kill. Gorak going down is actually big, and Mad does get it. So that'll provide him some extra bit of farm.
Oh, and up top the Roar. That's not going to work. My nuts. What's going on, man? If that pounce came through, could have been a turn kill, but a TP threatened it, so he just walks away.
That was kind of awkward. That he just throws at the Roar there, but unfortunately doesn't get anything going. Pycat has not really been involved. He is very close to his point. He might have to jaunt away. Silence goes in. Ninja. Oh, Pycat jaunt out of there, buddy. The triple remnant, though. The follow-through from Ninja. Now Loda is too late to the party. Arrow's going to connect, but there's no real damage. Now the right click coming in. Is it enough to leap forward? Nope. Miss Coral. Great TP rotation from Goddamn. And Pycat, who was so close to his Blink Dagger, now it's stifled a bit further.
Yeah, just TP is such a good item on Abaddon. If anybody plays Abaddon, whether you're really good at the hero or not, just buy a TP scroll within 5 minutes. Like, in most supports, you're like, oh, I have to get boots, I have to get this. Have a TP scroll always on Abaddon, no exceptions, because it's so damn good to make those rotations.
Yeah. I'd also say not only TP scroll, but learn to shift Q.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's a huge aspect to it. And it is worth noting this coil is a bit faster animation than the Aphotic Shield when you're in a really desperate situation. But anyways, the Slark is getting a ton of farm. They took the tier 1 tower down bottom, and I don't think they're going to find anything on mid. They do have the Fiend's Grip, so maybe.
No, they can't get a kill here. I don't think they don't have any blocks on it. Maybe Dread. I was looking at Loda. I'm going to go through. They're not going to dive him.
I get the Fiend's Grip.
I get the kill. Yeah. 3 cool as well, just to secure it. That is close to Pycat's Blink. It isn't his Blink, but it's close. But already, bottom tier 2 is getting pressured by Gorak and Dread and the rest of the squad, so...
Moonlight visible. They see it on the observer ward, so it's not going to be a surprise, and they'll just back off.
Yeah, this is a smart get-out-of-dodge play from Dread and the rest of Hellraisers. It's like, let's just get the heck out of here. They do have a wolf following them, and actually, look at that haste. They see him, the Sanctuary pops out. Great turn coming out, great bait. Oh my god, Hellraisers get a kill. Meanwhile, Artez gets a solo kill onto Pycat, who again was so close to his Blink. Shadowblade coming into play. TP out from Ake, who realizes he's in a tough situation. Great turn from Hellrisers. I thought for sure they were just going to leave, but they popped the sentry down, and Loda overextends and dies because of it.
Yep, Yugi activates the trap card, and they just blow him up, and they go ahead and push down the tier 2. They even see the TP. I guess the pre-play would have seen that. No thanks to the Observer Ward, but I do want to mention that this Observer Ward is really nice. The fact that they're able to see anything up to this angle here, and of course anything to the western side of that tree line.
Ooh. Okay, look out, buddy. That's a spicy multi-cast.
Actually, if these 2 trees weren't here, then they see even more. But we are going to see an arrow come through, just hitting creeps. Dread being the target of choice if Godwin can't go him out.
Body shield. Dread's going to try to multi-cast. He doesn't get the multi-cast off. He was really banking on getting a multi-cast and killing Ake, but no, he wasn't lucky enough. So Ake backs away, and they do defend the tier 2 tower. It takes them a bit of time, and it's actually getting denied. So.
Yep, so what does the Slurg go next here? Like, often we see the Basher, but one thing you have to remember is his mana pool is quite limited right now. Like, the mana cost of Shadowblade is substantial. He's using mana on TB scrolls as well. So he will make his way down here, and it will be this arrow on Abaddon, who does have borrowed time.
I got him, it's fine. I'd say usually when you see a Blink Dagger, a lot of the time it'll be Blink right into Scotty. Maybe it's the same kind of situation with a Shadowblade, and just to make yourself a bit tankier. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think about going right into Scotty.
Yeah, I used to see Shadowblade Orchid a lot, and that was really good, but I don't know if it's that impactful this game, because the Puck's farm is decent, so he's going to be able to nullify that about 5 minutes after it picks up.
It's Fiend Script, and he's getting the top lane. Matt is taking a lot of flame guard damage, but he doesn't seem to mind as he's the one that picks up the kill. I'm going to say Matt is probably the hero that brings them back into this game.
Sure. He's that extra core that you drafted to essentially get for free because you knew that you'd get weak lanes. They knew that they would be in this situation 15 minutes in the game. It's what happens after the fact that makes the difference. Dread getting on, and he's going to be dropping very quickly.
Yeah, nice coil comes in. Arrow a little bit off the mark there. This time they might have been looking for goddamn as he TP'd in, but Gork gets a pretty well-timed Yule Scepter. Could have been faster, but still, 50 minutes is not bad for an offensive hero that split farm within a bad, more so offensive split experience, but it's not bad. They have that ability, they have that item to work with now. TP top lane, actually it's cancelled. That was a mistake, I think, from FNJ. He should have completed that TP, so that's unfortunate, but whatever. He'll walk again.
The Beastmaster's doing a lot better now, obviously finding the Ancient Farm. We are going to see Puck take a lot of hits here. No jaunt away. He's going to be going down unless they defensively Nightmare for the deny, and that's not coming, so...
Yeah. Moonlight Shadow came out, and they didn't have vision, but the Ignite was able to kill him through, so... What is
but
this
up top, as long as they keep pushing up top, like, they're getting something, right? At worst, they trade 1-for-1 on towers.
Yes. And what is Beastmaster accomplishing, though, I feel like, for Minus? He's got a bottle and treads. He hasn't really been able to roar. It's going to get a product shielded off when he does.
Yeah. You generally roar the Abaddon at a threshold above the borrowed time so that he's just taking out the fight for a long, long time. Or, obviously, you look for times when people are farming by themselves, like Ember Spirit has done multiple times over.
That's true. Meanwhile, Gork might get caught out. Fiend Spirit is going to go. Dread is stunned up and hit by an arrow. Roar is going to go on to Gork as well, but meanwhile, they already pick up 2 heroes. Artez is dominated. They're looking for more. My, that's great. You'll set her up onto 1, onto 2. Gork's getting low. Big fight coming through Pycat with the initiation. Lucia up waiting. If they're going to take down Matt, however, they still turn it their way. 4 dead and almost a 5th if Pycat is not careful. And somehow Hellraisers take that fight, although with really good counter initiation from Pycat, it almost turned sour for Hellraisers.
Yeah. Gotham is really low here. He does have to be careful for the Blink Waning Rift orb, but I think he'll be okay just from that combo only, and are actually stalking with the Shadow Blade here. So, sees Pycat, gonna do some damage, but I think he still survives. He has too many escapes, and it's just gonna be a bounty rune. No?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. This is awkward, but it works out. So, anyways, as far as that fight going down, obviously the shield off on the Fiend's Grip was really relevant, but still Pycat is doing enough that he's actually able to turn fights and still get some kills out of it. So they aren't winning right now, but they still are showing that they have the ability to turn engagements, and that's really, really important because generally speaking, Abaddon is the one who has the last laugh. But if you can, Fiend's one target, Arrow another target, and Roar another target, then there's only so much the Abaddon can do. It's still an amazing pick here, and
I can't afford 3 people at once. Please stop.
Where's my refresher orb?
Yeah, but, I mean, at that point, you just kind of get upset at the world and you start throwing things. But no,
and with coordinated disables, I think that Alliance might still be able to get a couple of major kills and push themselves forward in this game.
Again, that's the issue. These are a couple of players that, a couple of them are familiar with playing with each other, but not all of them. This is a relatively new roster. Again, stand-ins abound, and obviously it's not the normal roster load and Aka are used to playing with, so you don't want to make excuses for them, but it's definitely a tough situation. Although, Matt has done a very good job, again. You talked about this as this core that wasn't really supposed to be here. It's kind of a free core coming out with the Lycan. He's got his Book 1, he's got his lads, but FNJ chasing after a couple of targets, not able to find anybody off the mark. On the other side of things, Pycat's here. Ice Path, Artez, Pycat gets bounced up, and Blue Shore, Willie jaunts up. He's on the cliff, and he will blink away. He's in the trees currently. They can't find him, and Pycat lives. And they're going to counter ward. Actually, it's got 5 seconds left. Gorik, come on, buddy. You got it. Come on, buddy. No! It's dead.
It's okay.
But 50 gold, though.
To 50 gold! But, Pycat's going to slip away. That's the one weakness of the Shadow Blade. You can't go up and down cliffs. That's not the one weakness, but it's one of them. And, obviously, the puck is pretty slippery. He's cutting past waves. He doesn't actually have a TP, so it's a long road home. But he's homeward bound. It's going to be Minus to get caught by the chains, by the Ignite, and now Art's going right on top of him, almost bringing him down, but he still lives.
Shadow Dance goes for Art so he doesn't get caught out of position. There's the shapeshift from Mad, and they do get the Courier on the Radiant side. Courier trade! Courier for a Courier! Ice Path on to Mad. Wow, he gets blown up. And Flame Guard came through, the multicast coming up from Dread, and they just blew him up. Arrow connects on the Gorp, but there's absolutely no ball. But Photic Shield comes out as well, and the end of the fight comes through. Flip's going to go into Tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, on the backside, you do have Pycat looking to engage, but without having Lycan, I don't know if they want to fight this.
Yep. I've never seen a courier for courier trade, especially in that proximity.
And neither of them had anything on it, too. That was the crazy thing.
Doomsword wards and the TP scroll. Oh, that's what it was. Puck was trying to get. I mentioned that Pycat didn't have a TP scroll. He was down bottom runish, and he wanted the TP scroll instead of going to the side shop. But yep, nope. He just sends it right through the pack, and that didn't work out.
It's a bit awkward. I hope the courier gets here. We'll try my best. Just doesn't get there, dies in the way. Unfortunate. The other courier's in the middle of the fight. Just okay. Right now, if you look at it, Hellrisers are kind of grouping up. They want to take Roshan again. They don't have the best objective takings heroes. FNJ. He does have a Battle Fury, though. That is something to keep in mind. He's rather farmed.
Yeah, they're good at turtling, that's for sure.
Yes, but in terms of actually just being able to push, it took them years to take down that Tier 2 tower, it seemed like. And then to take down Roche is another fight in and of itself, so. At this point now, Alliance definitely can turtle for a period of time. Suddenly, Loda also has a Maelstrom. I don't know where he gets the farm from, but he's got it, so.
Yeah, he's been farming a lot of Ancients, just double stacks and stuff like that. Minus not taking his turn here as he looks towards either a Necro or a Force. Could be another Yules, I guess. I honestly think it's an extremely legit strat to just keep Yulesing the Abaddon, buy 2 or 3, and just throw him up in the air whenever you're going for your disabled
whatever it takes to get him out of the fight, honestly.
If you buy a Yules on Beastmaster and you just Yules, Abaddon, Roar, anybody that's not Abaddon, then you've got a guaranteed Roar, pretty much.
This hero is actually just so annoying to play against.
That's why I love playing him, man. This guy is so fun to play.
He's great to play because you're just it looks like you're not getting that arrow off, buddy. Yeah. Just a lot of people, and you're like, I should have gotten that kill.
You're the puppet master. You pull the strings, you're like, hey, hard carry. Dive. Just go.
I talk about heroes that love to play a lot, but I can't think of a hero that I actually just dislike playing right now. I'm sure there is something that'll come to mind. Everybody has that one hero you're just like, I can't play that.
A lot of people like Naga Siren.
I love Naga. I love those heroes, but I understand the issues people have with them. I'm not the best at playing them, to be fair, but those are fun. I actually love hitting creeps, man. I
Meepo,
might be black.
Chen.
Meepo, I'm good at. Chen, I'm not so good at.
I would have to say that although I'm good with Chen, well, relatively, but I would have to say that I don't enjoy playing Chen anymore. I used to, but
that hero's ass, though.
The hero is so bad, so.
I mean, it's okay that you don't like playing Chen anymore because the hero just sucks. I mean, even Enchantress is not that good anymore, and Enchantress is like the better of the two at the point.
Definitely.
So, Rip Chen and Enchantress, three red winners, now down the drain, so... They'll take Roshan. Artez is, they'll take this slowly but surely. Liquefire is at least helping out. Meanwhile, top tier 2 tower is being assaulted by Mad and the rest of the squad. And Mad does have his Necro 2 not completed up, so Necro 3 could be a big item for them. Although you'd like to see that a bit earlier on a Lycan. He is, of course, a Lycan, so... I mean, the fact that he has it now is pretty impressive.
Atos up for Gorak here. So he has the Yules, and then he can Macropyre, Ice Path, and Atos. Anybody without a BKB is essentially dead to this guy. He has so much solo kill potential.
Not only that, he's tanky too. I mean, that's what the Atos provides, is that Vitality booster is just a nice little bit of extra health going his way, so... Dread is 2 minutes away from his Zags. Ogres who pick up the air items as their first major purchase from 20 to 25 minutes are 23 wins and 7 losses since 22. I can't even believe that an Ogre with Zags in 25 minutes has lost 7 times. That seems a problem.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair, but he isn't like that carry, that hero that just absolutely wins you a game. Like, he is single target, and although he can win you your lanes, although he can absolutely destroy carries, it's not like a free win card.
Due to core Ogres and an A?
Shots
that's
fired.
Why. Oh. So that's a direct shot fired to Root, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wrecked. You got him, dude. See if Root Gaming invites you back to whatever it is they're doing. I don't know, man. They're gonna flame you. Good luck.
Alpha Ninja looking for the double damage rune and gonna be disabled as much as they can. Just silence Fiend's Grip. Nice bait.
Yeah, and they get the double damage rune on Puck, so he'll have that bottle up as well. And Matt is going to head over to the Ancient stack quickly and take this as well, so just taking animations with the Shapeshift. And he is up to his Necro 3 now, still no treads or anything like that, but not a huge
They really need to get
surprise.
this gem away from Slark. Arts has just been able to roam around the map, knows exactly what they can see, and take care of him. The Necro 3 will kind of show vision of the Shadow-Bladed Slark, but whether or not that stops it will go again is a different story entirely.
Moonlight Shadow's going to go. They still have the gem. They're going to jump and win Rift. And there's the coil onto one. Gort getting caught out. Nightmare on the backside. Roar on Dread. Goddamn's going to block it off immediately. There's the Mules from Gort to keep him up in the line. Artis is finally going to come into the fray. Multicast. There's the double multicast on the Minuts. Pounces up onto the wrong target. He gets a pike and he wanted Minuts. He can't find it. Now Artez is in some trouble here. He's going to fall, but it is the Aegis that he has. So he should still be good to go. Minus is going to TP away. Sleight of Fist not able to get the kill, but he does cancel the TP of Mad. Triple Remnant coming through. Mad's going to fall. 2 for 1 exchange.
Beast Master got in Fountain. The chains
really?
didn't interrupt the TP, but it connected to do the damage over time. Oh my gosh.
That doesn't seem like it should happen.
Technically, but when you have like the .001 duration channel time left on your TP scroll, and it effectively has taken you home, I guess the debuff applies milliseconds before the actual mini stun or whatever form of interruption that provides. So
it's a bit awkward. Nonetheless, they get 2 kills, and those are pretty big kills as well, honestly. We'll see how the rest of this pans out. Obviously, going down, the Lycan dying is pretty important. Arts is just stalking Ake right now. Will he find this kill?
Okay, no, it's even worse. I was trying to justify bugs and stuff like that. The searing chains didn't connect. He died to an auto attack in the fountain. So
It's off. Was it that?
No, it was just a hit. It was just
That's awkward.
straight up. Oh wait, no, he wasn't. It must have been Sleight of Fist, right? It must say just hits in the combat log, because yeah, that definitely wasn't. He wasn't in auto attack range.
There was no other right click that I could tell that was coming through other than Sleight of Fist.
So the Sleight of Fist killed him as the TP ended.
That's weird. Anyways, they're gonna try to go for the tier 3 tower now. Waiting Rift's gonna go in on 2 heroes. No real follow. Shifting that. Ice Path onto Maggie. Good shot to his tracks. Necro.
Oh, nice.
I think the kill is Necro pretty big. This coil's gonna go. Artez is low. Artez is gonna fall, baby. Shadow Dance not there, but he does Shadow Blade up. Gorak in trouble. Illusion Orb sniped from the backside. 1 for 1 exchange so far. Sleight of Fist going again. Loda now in the fray. There's gonna be the beach group going in, but it gets a Phonic off immediately. Yusuf on to Dread. Multicast. Boom. Shakalaka onto Midas and onto Ake as well. Dread is playing some goddamn Dota, ladies and gentlemen. Artez is still going onto Loda. Arrow connects, but look at Arts go. He's trying to take down Loda, not able to do so. But with 4 dead, it is now HR's time to take down a tier 3 tower. Although they are rather low, it's going to be kind of tough. They have to regen up. They don't have any regen at all. Let's see here. Frank Scotty. There's Vlad's on the bed. Buyback coming up for Minus. Arts is going to be the one. Arrow comes in. They just kind of shift away from it. One multi-cast, two multi-cast. Loda has to leave away. Now the Raxes are exposed. It looks like they will take their first set of Raxes. At least one of these buildings is going to fall. It's going to be the range Rax? Maybe. Yes. And now they back away. Nightmare
needs to provide this appropriate heals. It works.
And he's gone. Okay.
Yeah, and he has a borrowed time TP, so no, unless they roared him, John should live.
They had no Nightmare for the Bane. If they add one, they could have thrown it up on the Ogre.
They're gonna roar him when he TPs, I guess. Or he's not TPing, he's just gonna die. That's weird.
They'll probably just die, I think.
Yeah, at least he could have. I guess the Nightmare's off cooldown now, so in the end, it would have been a waste.
Range Racks were a couple of heroes from Hellrisers, but certainly it's the better exchange for the Dire Squad.
Yeah, they're still looking really good in this game overall, and yeah, there's nothing to stop them from just spreading the map and waiting for the next Roche. I wanted to go back real quick to the thing that we were talking about, the what if actually hit the Beastmaster. It doesn't say Sleight of Fist in the combat log, so it was the Sleight of Fist strike. It says hits. But I remembered now how Sleight of Fist works is your initial cast, it marks all the targets in the circle, and then you just jump around like crazy to all the targets that were marked, even if they leave the circle. So essentially, he was marked, then he TP'd out, and then Ember Spirit bounces to hit him across the map. So,
okay,
no bugs, just all is well in the Dota world. It's just it looks pretty crazy when you don't investigate.
I'm glad you went deep into that one, man. I certainly was going to put in the effort, but I'm glad somebody did. Good stuff. Pycat stalking Gork right now. Gork kind of got body blocked. He's going to get used up by Pycat, I guess. They're going to have some heroes rotate over. Gork is like, I don't know what's happening here. He's going to use up the puck, and now Gork is just going to try to leave. Pycat has Dream Coil. He's going to pop it off. And Ice Bath? This is on all three. Well, sometimes the luck's with you, sometimes it's not, Gork. I'm sorry, buddy. And for now, Matt is up to 2.2k gold. But this is the problem with this Lycan is that because he wasn't in the mid or safe lane, he didn't have a chance to snowball. Instead, they kind of gave that farm to the Mirana, and they didn't really get much done with it. Had Matt been there, he gets his Necro earlier, and all of a sudden maybe they take down towers and they take fights a bit better, but instead of that, now they have to face off against a Daedalus Battle Fury, Ember Spirit. Gorak is pretty farmed himself, Slark has a Scotty now, and they've lost a range Rex. So at some point in time, I don't know, Hellrisers is going to be able to try to finish off this game.
It's true that you can attribute the state of the game to the Lycan pick in the sense that they lost their early game as a result of it, but you also have to say that okay, I'm going to take a nice little pick off there.
He's dead.
But you also can't just compare a Lycan that started off jungle to a Lycan that could have been in the mid or the safe lane. What you do is you compare him to a support under that same sense. You compare him to like a Chen or Enchantress, for example. So if this is a Chen or Enchantress with a Necro 3 of Vlad's and is about to wreck this tier 2 tower, you're not too unhappy about that. It's just overall they lost the early game because it contributed to the lanes.
Yes, that's true. You don't really have much lane pressure as when you're in the jungle. There's going to be a connection of Ake, and he's in some trouble as he gets caught out by Arts. Meanwhile, Mad gets multicasted again. He'll try to fight. He has no shapeshift, however. He's pounced up again. There's the run Arts, though. Phonic Shield not available. Arts taking a lot of damage. He'll fall, actually. The Necro Book's going to work here. They won't take 3 kills. They're going to take 4 kills. Hellrisers, goddamn, is the only one alive. It's going to be a team wipe. And Alliance turned it around. Wow, and they are going to put pressure on this tier 3 tower. Where did this come from? The Necro Book's starting to come into play. And obviously, Minus as well. He has a Necro 1. He's going to have a Necro 2. He's going to have a Necro 3 pretty soon. Rhoda has an Ultimate Orb, perhaps for Manta Style. Pycat has his Dakin. They're going to take a tier 3 tower, it looks like, at the very least.
Yep, they're just going to pick them apart. Really nice movement there from the team as a whole, and the Abaddon just couldn't really plug all the holes in that disaster team fight. They got initiated hard, and they are going to go in here onto... Oh! Because he had a remnant back. Took too long, and Murano just jumped right out. So now it's going to be happening doing 1v2, going in for the Sleight of Fist, chains, and only gets the chains over the punch. So Pycat going down, but Nuts with the Gem at your sight is the kill you're worried about. I would have imagined.
Wow, he is not. That's actually impressive. They lost nothing for that. They lost nothing for staying an extra bit, taking that tier 3 tower, putting pressure onto the range racks. And all of a sudden, that gives them so much.
And they go to the Fiend's Grip. Alpha Ninja is all by himself here. There isn't enough time to blink
He's
duels.
no buyback. Not that
I mean, I don't think they'll follow it up, but at the same time, there's still a death that he spent a lot of time away from his teammates. The Gorak couldn't get in for the blink Yules on the Bane. Obviously, Gotham wasn't there to Aphotic. He is extremely reliant on his teammates bailing him out, because although we've talked about time and time again how good Dark Pact and Aphotic Shield is against Alliance's draft, that means if those elements aren't there, then Alliance's draft is really, really good. The Fiend Script, the Roar, the Marrow, he gets picked off all day long. He has to rely on those.
Matt is going to get caught out with the pouncing. He's going to get multicasted as well, and Jakir will fish him off the Macro Pyre. Loda's going to come through. Atos is up on a hero, and that's actually on. Artes is caught out. BKB, he's dead. Illusory Orb will connect as well. Bycat is dominating. Goddamn, he's getting right click down off the Bard time as well. As Red is going to TP or rather blink away. Gorak, he's got his blink up. Arrow, it's going to connect. Beautiful arrow from Loda. What can they do? Now to Gorak, they're going to come through. You'll Sifter from Pycat. Wayne Rift is going to be available, and he's going to use it. And Gorak's going to fall.
That actually was.
Four are going to die again.
Yeah. There's the defensive heals first, but it doesn't change his state. Once you get that arrow and you get the highly mobile puck to jump from fight to fight, he's able to contribute to all three battlefronts on that one. And now they look to go for the Roche. The Ember Spirit has finally come back in, but yeah, it's just the fact that there was that whole Roche fight without the Ember Spirit because he got picked off on top lane. They really can't afford to get singled out like that, but right now, a lot of Hellraiser's core heroes are playing a solo game rather than a team game.
Yeah, and it seems like they're kind of floundering here. They bought back on a hero. Rourke's going to come in now. He's going to ice path the puck. Pycat's going to get brought out. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Dread is so damn tanky,
trouble.
but the tank gun is there.
Arrow, Dread. He's so tanky, he is dead. Now the stars are coming at Ninja back and ready to fight. But Roy's up. Ninja is dead. And they are throwing this game away.
Without the Abaddon. They're tanky. They can. I mean, the Ogre is tanky, but they have like 8,000 disables to put on him. The Ember Spirit, he is mobile, but they have even more to heap onto him. It's absolutely insane.
Arrow's going to come through. Goddamn's going to avoid its long range. Well, they don't have a chance there. But they're taking the range racks. Mailer Rax is going to fall as well. Dread buys back. Gord pops the ice path onto Minot. He'll get caught out with the Macro Power. Arts is going to come in, but a great nightmare defensively. Arts is now enfeebled up. There's the Shadow Dance going in. Minot should fall here. Gems on the deck. Who's going to pick it up? It looks like it will be Hellraisers to use. Top lane. Guess what Lycan's doing? He's at your door. He's taking the racks. And now the BKB. Mad doesn't want to get caught out with the right click or even just obviously the Fire Blast coming from Dread. However, no shapeshift. Now he has it. He's going to have to get out of here. Pounce might be available. Fire Blast goes in at the last second. That's unfortunate.
So they do not take that much there. They do get the range racks. Obviously, tier 3 are gone. But that pretty much equalizes the rack situation. If not for what King Mad could accomplish up on the top lane, then that would be very different. But yeah, as it is, Hellraiser, I think they're shook more than anything else. I think more, obviously the net worth has changed substantially here from negative 7,500 to positive. But I would say that at this point in the game, Hellraisers still have a really good shot at taking this to the late, but their mentality obviously isn't on par with what Alliance are bringing right now. They are on tilt, they are getting picked off left and right, and they feel like they're throwing a one game. So they need to really just reset, get their heads back in the game, because although this current lead is not insurmountable for their team lineup, their current mentality they're bringing to is insufficient.
We've seen some ridiculous games so far, and this is up there in terms of what's happening. As MotPax mentioned, they've quite literally flipped the net worth lead. It was 7,500 for Hellraisers not too long ago, and it's right about there for Alliance now. Mjolnir's now finished up for Loda, and he still has that ultimate orb just sitting casually on his person. They do take down Roshan, and Arts has the Aegis now, so that is going to provide them a cushion if they do get caught out again. But they were not playing together as 5. You talked about how important Goddamn was to this team, and that's definitely the case as well here, so...
Yep, I mean, they got Bloodlust on everybody, they've got really good, well-farmed carry items. They should be able to run away just with the level of farm there are on these two core heroes, but the amount of Disable Alliance drafted makes it so that Abaddon is of paramount import, and if he is involved in the fight, they win it. If he is not, then... just try again next time. It really is very unfortunate. They do have better vision up now. Like, this Observer Ward is expiring soon, but if they refresh that, they'll be in a pretty good spot. But I don't know. At this point, they've given up so much that, like, obviously we see Lotus actually doing damage, and that's obviously a big deal. And they are going for the smoke flank too.
Wrap around coming out on the backside, but they see it coming here. No, maybe not. They saw the Arts is going to try to fight up the negative one. Now Lucio coming through. Is he going to jaunt? No. BKB popped up. That's going to be for Mad. Arts is still Shadow Dance. FNJ getting caught as well. But where's the actual engagement happening? It looks like nowhere. They want to get goddamn. He's sitting very far back.
One man coil.
That's going to be only one. Roaring out with the Dread. Body shield's about to play out. And Gork is caught out. Big take it from Podcast. Arts jumps in on the Ake, but this is not the best engagement for him. He's taking a lot of damage. Good Nightmare coming out. Multicast onto Matt, however. Now Hellrisers are taking it to them. Double kill coming out from FNJ. My Nuts is getting right click down as well. Triple kill for your Ember Spirit. Taken, almost kills Shred. The right click will. Pycat gonna jaunt away. Sleight of Fist does some damage, but no Surge Hands to follow up. They'll chase after him instead of going for the tower. Now they turn their attention back to the tier 2.
Yeah, the creep wave is coming, so that's where they want to break down the tower while the respawns are coming through. I really like that Alliance simulcast the roar and the grip, essentially gripping one target and roaring another. He has to, Abaddon has to choose between two children to save, but in this case, they still don't have the damage to scalability that Slark and Ember Spirit do, and when it comes down to brass tacks, we do see FNJ and Arts are going to prevail. They are going to take this fight and the tier 2, and the Melee Rex will only take a few hits.
Yeah, Pycat was making a pretty smart play, but that was really good rotation from FNJ just to make sure he got back over and defended.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised he didn't leave a Remnant so they could heal up at the fountain and jump right back to the top lane, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they don't want to go for too much here. They're going to back away. Goddamn, and Arts are going to just make sure they get out scot-free, and they will do so. Pycat is over, and he has Dagon 5 now done. And this Dagon 5 is actually putting in so much work. He almost killed Dread quickly. He had to right click him down, but I mean, he did it again on a couple of heroes as well. Kiro got blown up, so this is certainly anybody's game, I'd say.
Yeah,
go either way at this point.
Yeah, it comes down to positioning, coordination, and cooldowns. Who uses what where, and in this case, I think the Alliance are getting a lot better about it, but the Abaddon and Slark are still too difficult to control. If the Aegis is used right, they have 1.5 minutes to use it, then I would say that they have a very nice point of leverage in this game. But that if the Alliance does a little bit of rap play and some really good surprise attacks, a little bit of guerrilla warfare, then they should be able to pick apart Hellraisers. So again, either way, this game could go. I'm just saying, like, as far as the overall strategy, Hellraisers, I think if they just play a normal game of work together Dota, that they should be able to pull this one out.
Honestly, I agree with you. I think that it's weird because Alliance are known for their rat ability, but in this game, it's not really full rat. I mean, Mad's sitting mid, whereas Lotus top, you can send the Wolves in the netcore top, and they can start ratting it up if they wanted to. Maybe they'll send them up there now, but now it's already too late. Look at bottom lane. Hellrisers are pushing in. They want this melee Rax.
Yeah, that's a big Rex to take down. No fortification for it, and the creep wave is about to break down
They
back
have
for
to TP
protection.
back home.
Yeah.
They've got to TP home.
Otherwise,
this is a free Rax.
Yeah.
And Liquid Fire's already on it. They'll put pressure here. TP's coming in from... Okay, actually, Ice Path comes in. Multicast 1, Multicast 2. Dual Breath. Is he dead? No. BKB's running to Dread. Taken onto Gork. Not dead yet. Pycat, big troop coil coming in. Sleight of Fist. FNJ does have 2 Datalists, mind you. If he sits in the back and just slides a fist and hopefully gets some procs.
Oh, it's so
Dread,
spread.
Phonic Shield going to work. Keeps him alive. Everybody's alive coming up from Hellraisers. Art's coming in. He wants his 4, but he's not going to get him. Go back away. They do not get this Rax. They defend successfully. BKBs were used. Shapeshift was used.
They can't fight this without borrowed time for Gotham. He's got 15 seconds on it, and he can be the focus target if they don't delay. But I don't know, like the fight was so spread out.
For Alliance, though.
Yeah, that's true. The fight was so spread out. The Fiend's grip was over in mid lane, so Arts was taking on the fight. But obviously, they didn't have any damage following that up, so it was just delaying it. And in that sense, Gotham just got to focus on 2 people to keep alive instead of 3 or 4. And they're still in this. They're still looking to push it through. And as you mentioned, no ultimates just yet. 15 seconds on the roar. And that's the only thing you have to worry about Fodicking other than the arrow. But I don't think they're confident. I mean, obviously with their HP bar state, they could be a lot. They could be a lot better off. So they're gonna fall back. make sure that they don't overcommit to something that would cost them the game. And I think that's a fair decision. I don't think that they're making a mistake by playing a little hesitantly.
Pycat picking up the Aghanim Scepter. This could be a game changer, honestly. I think that this could start turning the game around. We saw in the last game how big it was. Just the log duration stun coming through. Not only through the coil, but through the actual snap duration as well. So Pycat has had a heck of a game. 10-6-11. He's the one character, I think, on Alliance that has really put in just the best possible game he could. But for now, it's still very close. Only one range racks down on both sides. The only difference really is that Hellrisers still have their tier 2 tower at bottom, whereas all of the tier 2 towers are gone for Alliance. And Hellrisers are going to smoke up. They want to make sure they take this game. They didn't want to throw. They got things back in their favor now. As far as the net worth graph is concerned, it's even.
Yeah.
They're going to try to go for a kill.
I think they'll get fucking man here. Yeah, he has the BKB, but if they catch him right with all the damage coming out, yeah.
He shapeshifted first. He should have BKB'd first. Not that he would have survived it, I don't think. Good kill, though. Big kill. Buyback status, he does have it for sure.
So Abyssal will come out and Slark. No, the only defensive item he has is the Scotty here, but he has a lot of offensive potential if he gets to stay throughout the fight. I'm actually considering the fact whether or not they should be going for the Lincolns here, specifically like the Jakiro could go for Hex or Lincolns. They have to worry about the Force Staff, the Necro Mana Burn. Those are both good Lincolns poppers. There's Yules as well. But other than that, everything else is major stuff that you want to prevent. So I think the Lincolns here would be really nice, but that's for later. For now, it is the tier 3 tower, and that is not the easiest thing to take down, especially with all these things coming in from all angles, but end of the day, they have 2 lanes of attack, and the Enfeebled Slark will Shadow Blade down bottom.
He's going to maybe look to try to take this Rex and pull a fast one over on Alliance. I don't know, it's going to be difficult to do, though. Gorik and the rest of the squad are still sitting mid right now. I don't know if this is going to be the fight that ends all fights, but we'll have to wait and see. Arrow's going to sail through. It does hit on Arcus. Nope, just sit there, stunned up for a moment or two. No Fada coming out. And another TP this time for Matt. He's back into the fray.
Yeah, Abaddon's mana is actually pretty important here. He has the Soul Ring, but even still, like, if there's no need to be moving and attacking during the arrow duration, just let it fly. But yeah, at this point they're at full strength here, and it is going to be TP back for the Ember. Did he leave? Yeah, he left a remnant this time, up to the high ground here.
So he'll just clear this creep wave out as quickly as possible and head back towards the engagement, if there is one that is breaking out. They know that he's up top, but he's already back mid. Remnant. Arrow's gonna come in.
Oh.
Okay. Walk right into it. Lotus walk.
They could actually lure somebody or peek or somebody.
Pycat wants to jump in. BKB Pycat gets Abyssal.
No
He's dead with no buyback. Can they take anything off the back end? Is arguably the most important hero down. Now for Alliance. Arrow comes in. Misses. Sleight of Fist chews up this creep wave as well. And they're looking to go and push into the high ground. Steering change a little bit Ashley's away. Ice Path will hit too late. Arts is going to work. 2-3 tower should more. People's got to do something, but not enough. Sleight of Fist, Steering change going yet again. Loda taking so much damage. Another arrow off the mark again. Arts is still enfeebled, but also robotic shield. Oh my god. The multicast from Dread and Ake gets RNG to death. And now the Raxes are exposed to dead. This is going to be 2 sets of racks, it looks like, as the bottom lane is probably going to be taken sometime in the near future. They're going to head top instead. They want the tier 3 tower. Arrow does sit on Arts. Not that long of a duration. Searing chance like this. Good loop away from Loaded to make sure he gets out in time. And I think Hellrisers are playing this well. They're dodging when they need to, but for the most part, they're just taking the base.
Yeah, calm, cool, and collected here. And Alliance needed to heavily outplay their opponents at this stage in the game, and it's just not happening. It's the other way around. We do see Hellrisers make the big plays happen, and the racks are gone. That's 2 lanes, none ratted out, and death of a core hero. So the buyback on Loda.
2 core heroes, yeah. As my Knights has fallen. They will buy back in both heroes, but at this point, again, 2 sets of racks and arguably 2.5. Not even arguably, it's 2.5. As you can see, he has to use BKB now. Moore's going to go through, and they will try to go into Loaded here. Arts is going to work, but instead he's going to turn his attention to My Nuts. More TP's in from Ake, and Hellrisers is doing a smart thing and may back off.
They should be able to at least get the Abaddon here. Yeah. Like, he doesn't have a TP scroll, so he's dead. Oh, just keep the Night Round on him. Keep the ult on him, but he
Dark Pact went.
Oh my god!
RK is staying alive. He's going to pop the brain sap, and goddamn, he's still getting chased down. Everyone's at about half health here. This scroll is going to go. He actually takes down Oh my god, he got the Necro Warrior. He is the only one here. He is 1v5ing them, and then he's dead.
Okay. So, Dark Pact. That was absolutely insane. Like, that actually could have been a really good kill on the Slark there, because they get the Nightmare, they can Yules the Abaddon after, silence him, and Arts dies. But instead, he gets the Dark Pact off, and they go right back to the fight there, killing up Pycat, killing up the Lycan, fighting it out with the Mirana, while the Racks are dying down bottom. Oh my gosh, that's an ultra kill for Alpha Ninja. G freaking
She will be denied the Rampage, obviously, as guess who wasn't there was MyNuts. Game is taken by Hellrisers, and this young and up-and-coming team is showing that they can do it against the top tier. And they're going to take down Alliance in a really well-played game. There was a bit of a throwy situation earlier on in the game, but for the most part, they, like you said, played calm, cool, and collected. At about 30 to 40 minutes in, they took the game.
Yeah, you could see the mental shift. They really reset their attention and their focus to what was important, which was grouping up together with the heroes they had. They knew they had the advantage. They knew they didn't even need Roach, which they could have fallen back on. And they just said, okay, we can do this here and now. And they did it. Really, really well played. Again, a shaky about 5 to 10 minutes of this game out of 48, but they got it there at the back in gear, and here they are. 48 and a half minutes in. Hellraisers take it away.
Yeah, this is really just a well-played game from Hellraisers, and they'll move on with a victory. Alliance go down at 48 minutes in. Not our last game of the day for Starladder EU. We have one more game that'll be LeJohn's versus, I think it's Vega, I'm pretty sure, coming up next. So make sure you guys stick around again. My name is Maut. With me is Blake.